Sorry if that laugh does not sound too exciting. I'm just a little dazed, but trust me, when I read that the first time, I really did laugh because this is exactly what I said last time. This is the exact same reaction they have now. The Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, Dr. Stone Chapter 108. First off, a color page to details Amelius as in a color spread. She seems to have golden-like clothing. And also, it's not too far now, just 1 month more, and Dr. Stone will air in the anime. And before you ask, will I review the anime? No idea, okay? I do not have much stamina and interest in reviewing so many things nowadays. Either way, we're taking back before the ship was petrified. And yes, it is Kirisame who petrified them all. And she threw that stone thing. Ryusu, in that moment, um, understood that this was someone who will not be reasoned with, and also discovered that seeing that she was some distances away, it was going to be a hand grenade. Ukyu tried to destroy it using an arrow, but it was too late. As Ryusu understood that the light was coming closer, he realized he could not save himself, but he could save Suka. So he kicked Suka away. After all, it was Suka was also the only one who would travel very far away, given her very small body. So before he petrified, he screamed to Suka to live and tell them everything else. It's during this time also that Ginrou survived, that he saw the light, so he kept on diving under the water for as much as he could. But it stopped just at his face, similar to how it stopped at Mayos. But Ginrou implies that Ukyo's arrow must have hit it, so it didn't spread as much as it wanted to spread. As he gets up on board, he sees that everyone is petrified, including his brother Kinro, as Ginro can only cry for that. I mean, we can say many things about Ginro, and that is that he is actually a pretty selfish and cowardly guy. But there are some instances where he truly do show emotion, and that is the fact that he does love his big brother or twin brother. It's not exactly known who is older or is younger. It's not even stated if they are twins. I mean, they have similar names, so I assume they are twins, just not similar. Either way, it was during this time that he saw that someone was coming, so he hid in the barrel that Suka was in, while all the while taking provisions. And there he has stayed until this night. And during this time moment, he actually saw Kohaku in an empty, well, spring, and signaled to them that he was alive. And what was the science team's reaction? The exact same reaction I said last time, almost same. And that it's Ginro. I mean, they have all the right to be. Oh no, not him. Because of everyone to rely on, it had to be Ginro, the most cowardly and selfish out of the entire science team. I mean, it's even worth noting by Ashiguro Gen, who points out in different cards that are useful for anything else: strength, endurance, greed, while Ginro is just a scumbag. So yeah, they have to rely on him. They realize they are screwed. And yes, they get even more screwed when he signalized some kind of Morse code, which is "please help." That is so funny. Especially that's Senku says, "Are you serious, you freaking moron? We're the ones that need your help." Yeah, their lives are in the hands of a coward, so it's kind of nice there. But then he sees that someone is heading back, and he hides in his barrel again. But then it turns out that the long minister actually has an eye for extreme amount of detail, because according to him, he sees that this barrel is moved, but a pinky difference. Yeah, this is quite a scary guy. That very likely implies that he craves control if he can think of something like this. He tries to look closer in the barrel. It is not known exactly if he sees Ginro through it, but he decides to take it out. Also, how do they know about barrels? I didn't think barrels really existed in a primitive world. But it's during this time, though, that another sound echoes. And that, what is that sound? Well, I didn't really state one thing. Ginro is not reliable at all. If it was only him. But we cannot forget, as I said in the beginning, there is still one person who is more reliable than Ginro. The only problem is that, unlike Ginro, she cannot fight. Meaning that if she gets caught, then they are truly lost. Yes, that is Suka. She has managed to get her back on the boat, and she used a high notice to distract everyone to go into the place where they apparently had goats. Yes, apparently the science team have goats to travel for the food supply. And also, it seems that this island are also familiar with the 100 stories. I mean, it said they are descendants also of the or distant relatives of the Ishigami village, but I'm still so surprised that there are so many. And according to one of the guard, he heard a crash, but they all assume that it is the goats. So the minister decides that he will take this to the great leader and the vegetables as well. There's someone never seen before. And Senku then suddenly realizes something as he says that while Ginro may not be reliable, they have another capable one. Because they came here on the motorboat, and if they find it, then they will realize that there are other people on the island to, well, and so stop them. And they have hid the boat, but it will only be hid for so long. Therefore, they will have to rely on two people. Ginro, maybe not, but they will have to rely on their undisputed master of nature and infiltration, Suka. She is the one who understands where the boat will be hidden because of her expert in naturing. And she is the one who has infiltrated this boat with a lot of strong people, mind you, and still have not been found, what we assume. Because she is high ranked in card by SSR, infiltration, you can pick all the cards used in the game at any time. So yeah, Ginro is useless, but Suka is not. So if Suka gets caught, then we are truly screwed. But things though take a little turn for the worse though, as Ginro has escaped from the barrel, but is still watching out for where they are looking, and they are and those people are getting close to the lab. Very likely they are gonna get it into. So Suka and Ginro will perhaps team up if they meet each other. Again, I think that if Suka gets captured, then everything is over. But Ginro may be a coward, but I do hope that if he sees that Suka is captured, I hope he will stand and fight. Because even he should not be so low to abandon some people. I mean, in the end, he didn't abandon Chrome in that acid thing, but yeah, sometimes Ginro can be quite or Kinro can be quite the annoying guy of it all. It's worth noting that the translation says that switches the name from Kinro to Ginro a lot of the different times. So I mean, and technically Ginro is gold, so this is so probably it's Kinro, not Ginro, of that it's doing that. Well, I've never really understood it, but either way, it is pretty funny that the Team Science had the exact same reaction I have. One wonder though what they can do, but we can always rely on Suka. After all, she wants to be useful. The question is though, is she enough good infiltration against people like these? Give me your thoughts if you have any.